Number 2 on our list involves sugary desserts and sweetened evening snacks. And I want to be incredibly specific here, because this is about so much more than just a slice of cake. We are talking about those innocent-looking cookies, the yogurts beautifully marketed as healthy, granola bars, sweetened cereals, a glass of fruit juice, honey stirred into your evening tea, and even those tiny chocolates we treat ourselves to. If a food sharply spikes your blood sugar within 2 to 3 hours of resting, your precious brain pays a devastating price while you sleep. Please listen closely to the beautiful yet fragile biology at work here. When you enjoy rapidly digesting sugars in the evening, your blood glucose spikes. Your pancreas valiantly responds by sending out a surge of insulin to bring things back into balance. When we are younger, this dance is quite graceful. But as we cross our 60s, and especially into our 70s, this insulin response tends to overcorrect. Your blood sugar doesn't just gently return to baseline, it crashes far below it, creating a state of reactive hypoglycemia. When this happens in the middle of the night, your sleeping brain goes into a sheer panic. A profound study published in the journal Diabetologia followed over 5,000 beautiful individuals over the age of 60. They discovered that those who experienced frequent nighttime blood sugar swings, exactly the kind triggered by evening sweets, had measurably shrunken hippocampal volumes after 4 years compared to those with stable nighttime glucose. A smaller hippocampus directly translates to a shrinking memory capacity. It is that simple. But the cascade of damage continues. That nighttime sugar crash triggers a sharp release of cortisol, your body's primary stress hormone. A cortisol spike at night is profoundly destructive because it interrupts your brain's most vital housekeeping hours. During your deepest sleep, your brain activates the glymphatic system. Think of this as a gentle, overnight cleaning crew that washes away toxic waste, including the amyloid beta proteins that are so heavily linked to Alzheimer's disease. Cortisol aggressively pulls you out of that deep, slow-wave sleep. When you eat sugar before bed, your brain's cleaning crew never clocks in. The toxins simply pile up. Brilliant researchers at UC Berkeley proved that even one single night of interrupted slow-wave sleep causes a significant accumulation of these dangerous amyloid beta proteins. Imagine the compounding damage over decades for someone already navigating the natural sleep changes of aging. I am reminded of a brilliant patient named Robert, a 74-year-old retired engineer from Portland. He was sharp his entire life, but came to my clinic because his dear wife was terrified. He was repeating stories and forgetting the names of lifelong colleagues. During the day, he ate beautifully, but every evening, he and his wife shared a loving ritual, a few cookies and a small bowl of ice cream in front of the television. It was their comfort. It took a few gentle conversations to help him see that this cherished habit was starving his brain. He bravely gave it up, swapping it for a small, beautiful bowl of mixed berries, blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. These jewels are rich in anthocyanins, which the Annals of Neurology links to a 35% slower rate of cognitive decline in older adults. Within just 2 months, his joyful wife called my office to say her husband had fully returned to her. That is the miraculous power of your daily choices. If you truly need a touch of sweetness to close your day, and I completely understand that comfort, try a small piece of dark chocolate, 85% cacao or higher, paired with a few walnuts. The chocolate offers flavonols to support blood flow to the brain, and the walnuts provide alpha-linolenic acid, which UCLA researchers found specifically nurtures the hippocampus. Sip a warm cup of chamomile tea alongside it, and you have created a beautiful, brain-protecting nighttime ritual. Before we uncover the number 1 food, and I promise you, this final revelation is going to completely change your perspective. I come here sur contre mancancy or hers and sur ars sur and far sooner sur. I have a small request. If you are finding this gentle medical guidance valuable, if it resonates with your heart and your health goals, please take just 3 seconds to click the subscribe button and gently tap the thumbs up. Every single like signals the algorithm to share this vital information with more seniors who are desperately searching for answers. We want to wrap as many people over 60 in this healing knowledge as possible. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. And now, we arrive at number 1. I gently warned you earlier that the top food on this list is something you almost certainly have in your home right now. Something you have probably been reassured is perfectly fine, perhaps even healthy for your heart. Are you ready? It is alcohol. I know. I can already hear the protests. But Dr. Aris, I only have 1 delicate glass of red wine. It helps me unwind and drift off to sleep. I hear this every single week in my clinic. And I need to tell you, with all the boundless compassion and clinical honesty I possess, the scientific understanding of this has profoundly shifted over the last decade. What we now know about alcohol and the aging brain is deeply, urgently alarming. Let me tell you about a beautiful woman named Patricia. She was 68, a retired nurse from Nashville, and truly one of the sharpest, most medically literate patients I have ever had the privilege to treat. She knew her biology. She read the studies, and she was absolutely convinced that her single, nightly glass of red wine was a harmless, even beneficial, ritual. She came to me close to tears because she was experiencing terrifying word-finding difficulties, that frustrating moment when the perfect word is right there, hovering just out of reach. It was happening dozens of times a day. She was also battling mild depression, struggling to concentrate, and tossing and turning all night, despite feeling like the wine helped her initially fall asleep. We gently removed that nightly glass of wine. Within 3 months, her word-finding struggles vanished by 80%. She sat in my office and joyfully told me she felt 10 years younger mentally. Here is the delicate science that the beverage industry simply does not want you to know. For years, the claim that moderate drinking was heart-healthy was based on observational studies that suffered from a major flaw researchers call the sick quitter problem. Essentially, the non-drinkers in those studies often included people who had already quit drinking because they were severely ill, which falsely made the moderate drinkers look healthier. But when brilliant researchers at Oxford University conducted a rigorous 30-year longitudinal study published in the British Medical Journal, they looked at the brain imaging of over 500 moderate drinkers. They discovered that even very light drinking, just 1 to 1.5 drinks a day, was linked to 3 times the rate of hippocampal atrophy compared to non-drinkers, 3 times the shrinkage of the exact brain structure you desperately need to hold on to your precious memories. But the reason alcohol right before bed is uniquely catastrophic comes down to what it does to the architecture of your sleep. Alcohol is a sedative, so yes, it will knock you out faster. But once you are asleep, a quiet disaster unfolds. During the first half of the night, alcohol aggressively suppresses your REM sleep, the vital stage where your brain beautifully consolidates memories and processes your emotions. During the second half of the night, as your liver metabolizes the alcohol, a rebound effect occurs. Your brain violently surges into lighter, fragmented sleep, causing you to micro-awaken repeatedly. You spend 8 hours in bed, but wake up completely starved of the restorative deep sleep your brain requires. A study in the journal JMIR Mental Health proved that even very low doses of alcohol within 3 hours of bedtime shattered overall sleep quality by 24% and reduced REM sleep by a devastating 40%. And after age 65, this is magnified because our beautiful aging bodies metabolize alcohol much slower. A glass of wine that takes a 35-year-old 4 hours to clear might take a 70-year-old 6 or 7 hours. That innocent glass with dinner at 7 is still actively destroying your sleep at 2 in the morning. This brings us back to that precious overnight cleaning crew, the glymphatic system. Incredible research from the University of Rochester Medical Center shows that chronic alcohol exposure directly paralyzes glymphatic function. Your brain's nightly waste clearance simply stops working. By age 70, your baseline cleaning efficiency has already naturally dropped by 40%. Adding alcohol on top of that is like unplugging the very last working vacuum in a house that desperately needs sweeping. The toxic proteins linked to Alzheimer's just silently accumulate. There is also the tragedy of neuroinflammation. Your body breaks alcohol down into a highly toxic compound called acetaldehyde. While your liver handles most of it, your brain also has to metabolize it directly. Your brain's immune cells respond to this toxin by triggering massive inflammation. In a young brain, that fire goes out quickly. In an aging brain, it becomes a chronic, smoldering fire that actively burns away your synaptic connections, the delicate bridges between neurons that allow you to think and reason. A heartbreaking study from the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse found that by age 75, folks who consumed even moderate amounts of alcohol throughout their 60s had brains that structurally looked 10 to 15 years older than their actual age. I want to offer you a beautiful alternative because I deeply understand that the evening ritual of a glass of wine is comforting. You don't have to give up the ritual, you just need to change the passenger in the glass. Try pouring unsweetened, 100% tart cherry juice over sparkling water in your favorite wine glass. Tart cherries naturally contain lovely amounts of melatonin and powerful anti-inflammatory anthocyanins. Research from Louisiana State University proved this specific juice beautifully increases sleep duration and quality. Alternatively, try a warm, soothing cup of golden milk made with turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and warm oat milk. The curcumin in turmeric has been shown by UCLA researchers to directly calm neuroinflammation and boost memory in adults over 60. Before we part ways today, I want to step away from the clinical data and speak to your heart. I have dedicated my life to integrative medicine because I have watched too many brilliant, vibrant people slowly fade away. I have sat with husbands who forgot the names of the wives they loved for 50 years. I have comforted families who had no idea that the cognitive decline they were mourning had been quietly building for decades in their own pantries and wine glasses. Please, hear me. You are not powerless. Your beautiful brain, whether you are 65, 75, or 85, retains a miraculous, scientifically proven capacity to heal, regenerate, and form brand new connections. We call it neuroplasticity, and it does not simply stop because you have candles on a cake. The gentle choices you make tonight are the architecture of who you will be 5 years from now. It is the profound difference between remembering and forgetting. So, here is my gentle assignment for you, just for tonight. Look closely at what you are consuming in the 2 hours before you sleep. Look for the hidden nitrates in deli meats, the spiking sugars in your snacks, and the alcohol in your glass. I gently challenge you to replace them tonight with something that loves your brain back, just one night. If this message has touched your heart or opened your eyes today, please share it with someone you love. Send it to a spouse, a sibling, or a dear friend over 60 who deserves to hold on to their beautiful memories. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our community. I am here every week sharing rigorous, heartfelt medical truth designed specifically for this precious season of your life. And finally, please leave a comment below. Of these 3 foods, processed deli meats, sugary evening snacks, and alcohol, which one surprised you the most and which will be the hardest to let go of? Tell me your age and be completely honest. There is only love and zero judgment here. Thank you for trusting me with your time today. Your memories are so incredibly precious and you are absolutely worth protecting. Take gentle care of yourself and I will see you soon.